and welcome to the channel. Part 2 here of the stable that I'm making for the nativity scene. Now here I did, just flew off the screen, I have painted the floor as a base of black because when the highlighting goes on it will stand out. Here I'm just weathering the paintwork. It's like a creamy colour underneath, so I want like a brown weathered kind of effect over the top. Now some people can choose to wipe some of this off with a tissue, but I quite liked it as it was because this is supposed to be old weathered plaster that's been out in the sun and the sand and all the rest of it, so I decided to leave it on because I quite liked it. I'm going really fast now to zoom through it a bit. It was far quicker to speed it up, or else you'd been here all day waiting for me to finish this, and nobody wants to watch that all day. It is a bit boring, isn't it? So just finishing off the weathering there. I do go over it shortly with some highlights, which you'll see in a minute. I got this everywhere. I had to wipe to the left, you can see the tissues. I mean, I had to wipe constantly. Okay, so we're doing the roof now. I used wooden dowel for this, some Hessian, which you'll see later on, and some coffee stirrers to go over the top. I used Hessian because I couldn't find straw. I really couldn't, you know, and I don't fancy straw. It will degrade and break down for a bit, so I thought, no, you know, I mean, this is going to go in my house. I'm going to use it every year at Christmas, so I want something that's going to last a bit, so I didn't fancy straw. Plus my cats might be inclined to chew it. So I'm using a wood and Hessian roof. So I weathered this with watered down paint. No, actually it wasn't watered down paint, it was a wash that I made myself, but it was quite an old one. It used to be black. It was like a lot of a darker grey, but it's a really old one. But the good thing about it is, because it's old, you get these grainy bits in it. It looks brilliant close up, so I thought, right, I'm using that. So I weathered the wood. Prior to that, I did chip into the wood a bit with a blade, and it almost like whittling the wood, you know, to make it look less square and perfect. So, you know, chop into it, make it look really weathered, and then I painted it with this over the top. So yeah, I forgot I did that, used that stuff. I did it for some time now, but I always make my own washes. It's a lot easier. Good old glue gun, yay! R.I.P. to the glue gun. Yeah, it did give its life bravely in battle. It actually exploded on my hand and I burnt my finger quite badly, but I survived. So yeah, my husband got me a new one with a precision nib on it, so even better. So yeah, that one is now in the bin, in glue gun heaven. So here we go, some dry brushing for the lighter details on the plasterwork. And it looks quite good when it's done. It looks a bit messy here, but it really does. It just picks up the highlights. Gives a bit more interest to the plasterwork, which I really like. I mean, you're not really going to focus on any of this. When the figures are in, you're going to be looking at them. But I think it looks nice. Just see there how the highlights are getting picked up. It looks lovely, it really does. So there we go, highlights are on, love it. Now we get the floor on, look at that. like magic. They were the egg boxes that I used. I cut up pieces, use little pieces in between the bigger pieces, and now I am dry brushing over the top, and it's picking up all that lovely detail. Egg box is absolutely brilliant because there's so much texture in it. So yeah, slap the paint on, love it. So yeah, it makes so much difference. It really does. I mean, you could use dry pastels if you wanted. I'm not going for ultra realism here. This is just, you know, like a background really for the figures that I'm doing, but I like this. It was cute, and it looks like your typical Christmas decoration, which is what I wanted. If I went for realism, it'd look a bit over the top. So here we go. The shadows are going in now, so just darker bits in all the corners. And that's about it from me. I'll leave you to the rest of it. Watch to the end to see the effects, and I'll see you next time. Bye.